talk about how to divide fractions by each other, and we're going to do it with an example. Okay, this example is not completely the way you would divide any fraction by any other fraction, but I wanted to make it so you could see why the fractions work out the way they work. So here's the example. You have 6 candy bars. That's the same as 6 over 1, that fraction. One serving of a candy bar is 2/3 of a candy bar. So now, how many servings can you get from the 6 bars? That's a division problem, right? As a math problem, we're really asking what is 6 divided by 2/3, or 6 over 2/3. Now, this is a whole number divided by a fraction, but you can think of that whole number as being 6 over 1. And I'm going to show you with pictures, and the pictures are a lot easier to show when we have a whole number of a fraction. So let's start off. Here's what you would do if you didn't know anything about numbers. You could do this if you didn't know how to divide fractions. You'd start with 6 candy bars. So I've got 6 candy bars here, and I need to know how many servings of 2/3 are in these candy bars. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut each of those candy bars into 3 pieces. So I've divided these up. You can see each candy bar is now cut into 3 pieces. And that gives you 18 pieces. So there's the 6 times 3. Okay, remember we've got 2/3 and the 3 is the denominator of that 2/3. So that gives us 18 pieces. Each one of those pieces is 1/3 of a candy bar. So now I want to find out what happens when I have 2/3 of a candy bar. So I'm going to take those 18 pieces and I'm going to group them into 2s. So I've got circles around these. Each of these groups is 2/3 of a candy bar. And if we count the green circles, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups of 2/3. So that's telling me that 6 divided by 2/3 is 9. 6 divided by 2/3 equals 9. So let's recap. To take 6 over 1 divided by 2 over 3, 6 divided by 2/3. First we cut the 6 up into 3 pieces. So 6 over 1 divided by 2/3 equals, we took the 6 times 3, that gave us 18 pieces, and then we divided by 2 over 2. So I can think of this as 6 over 1 times 3 over 2, and notice that 3 over 2 is the reciprocal of 2/3. So what we ultimately did was we took the denominator of 2/3 to multiply by the numerator of the 6 over 1, and we took the numerator of the 2/3 to divide by. So we ended up with 6 over 1 times 3 over 2. I hope that makes sense. One thing that can help if you really want to see how this works is to actually experiment around. There are a lot of little fraction pieces that I have in my office if you want to come and play with some a little bit and see how this works in more detail. We could actually take a fraction that's not a whole number and divide it by another fraction, and you can see how that works in more detail too. But I hope this helps. Take care. Have a good night.